In the next 10 minutes, we will talk about the most important events in business world, which will take place from 28th April to the 1st of May. Hello, this is Events Around the Corner on Kazakh TV. On April 28th, Ontustik Invest 2016 International Investment Forum to be held in Shymkent. On April 29th, Intellectual Property the 21st Century, the 9th International Forum to finish in Moscow. On May the 1st, Kazakhstan and the EU to start implementing agreement on expanded partnership and cooperation. Let's talk about these and other events in more detail. On Thursday, April 28th, Ontustik Invest 2016 International Investment Forum will open in Shymkent. This event is held in order to attract direct foreign investments and promotion of investment image of South Kazakhstan region. The foreign investors will get acquainted with the reforms on country's investment climate approval and with the new investment opportunities. It is planned to discuss the most pressing issues in such priority economic sectors as agriculture, food and textile industry and pharmaceutics. The forum will be a dialogue platform for investors, business and representatives of public authorities for establishment of mutually beneficial cooperation and for strengthening business ties. Agriculture, light and food industry and pharmaceutics are very important issues for the region. The organic clean quality goods made in Kazakhstan are in huge demand in neighboring China. Today, regional authorities are negotiating that the local products could be exported to other countries too. It is expected that the coming forum will give an additional impetus to the regional development and attraction of local and foreign investors. On the same day, April 28th, the 5th Moscow Conference on International Security will finish its work. The forum's main theme is the fight against terrorism, the issues of security in Asia-Pacific region, global stability and military cooperation. It is also planned to discuss the situation in Near East, challenges and threats of international security and other pressing issues. As the forum organizers note, such a dialogue is needed in order to promptly eliminate failures in the mechanism of global and regional security. The delegations from around 100 countries are invited to attend the conference. Ministers of Defense, Vice Ministers, OCCE, International Red Cross leaders, leaders of CIS countries, CSTO and the League of Arab States will participate in the event. About 500 guests are expected in total. On April 28th, Vladivostok will host Agro-Far East and Siberia, the first investment forum and exhibition. This is a professional international platform for dialogue, experience exchange, solution search and consolidation of efforts of business representatives for investment attraction. Ministries, specialized agencies, heads of regions and agricultural holdings, investment and Far East development funds managers are going to attend the forum. Major investors from CIS, Asia and Europe will also visit the event. At the forum, the Russian strategy on support and development of agriculture will be presented. The new economy policy in regional food security will be announced and other pressing issues will be discussed. The participants will learn about the new possibilities for business growth and creation of favorable climate for existing and potential investors. On Friday, April 29th, one of the biggest manufacturers of hard disk drive, Seagate Technology Company, is to publish CFO's final report. The company has already lowered its forecast for revenue due to the low demand for HDD compared to the expected one. Seagate noted that the forecast, revised for a negative direction, was a result of weaker demand for corporate hard disk drives and lower sales of products for client computers, especially in China. As the Seagate CEO Stephen Lugshaw said, the company is now in the process of setting priorities of strategic positioning, output and operating expenses. The appropriate adjustments in the business will be made in the coming quarters, Lugshaw added. The financial decline of Seagate is mainly linked with the poor sales of computers, which most of the company's products are designed. According to Gartner, in the final quarter of 2015, over 75 million desktop and notebooks were released, which is 8% less than the previous year. In total, for the entire year past, PC shipments reached 288 million units, which is also 8% less than in 2014. After the reduced revenue forecast was published, the Seagate shares fell 3%. In total, for the past 12 months, the company's stock fell by 39%.
компании упали на 39%.
On the same day, April 29th, Intellectual Property in the 21st Century, the 9th International Forum, will close in Moscow. The forum events include meetings on the problems and peculiarities of intellectual property rights protection, economics of using and accounting of intellectual property. Representatives of public authorities, business and expert communities will participate in the forum. They will discuss the most pressing issues of commercialization of intellectual activity results in the process of building an innovative economy. Among the expected guests, the experts from Microsoft Bruce, Trade and Industrial Chamber, First Music Publishing and also Intermedia Information Agency are set to attend the forum. Based on discussion of topical issues, a resolution containing concrete proposals on development and optimization of the legislation in this area will be adopted. On Sunday, May the 1st, Kazakhstan and the European Union are to start implementing agreement on expanded partnership and cooperation. That was announced at the meeting of Nursultan Nazarbayev and the President of the European Commission, Jean-Claude Juncker, in Brussels. The President noted that Kazakhstan is the only post-Soviet state which had entered into an agreement on expanded partnership and cooperation with the European Union. Jean-Claude Juncker expressed hope for further development of trade and economic cooperation and stressed that the European Union expects peacemaking influence of Kazakhstan, which participates in important regional processes. During the negotiations, the issues of mutual trips of Kazakhstan and the EU citizens and also the possibility of the EU introduction of same visa conditions were raised. The parties also discussed the aspects of resolution of the situation with restriction for Kazakh airlines to fly in the European Union countries. Let me mention that the agreement on expanded partnership and cooperation covers 29 areas of cooperation, including the issues of international and regional security, trade, investment, infrastructure development and innovation. The European Union is one of the most important vectors of Kazakhstan's foreign policy and the priority direction of trade and economic cooperation. European Union's share is more than a half in Kazakhstan foreign trade turnover. On May the 1st, Chinese authorities are to replace income tax to VAT for enterprises in all sectors. Chinese Finance Minister Liu Jibek announced the start of this program. The China State Council believes that the innovation would help reduce tax burden for business at $500 billion. At the same time, this will help avoid double taxation and reduce taxes for all industries. As Mr. Jibek says, transition to VAT will later affect such sectors as building, property, financial services. The Xinhua agency reported earlier that the pilot scheme of transition to VAT had been tested in 2012. Then the Chinese authorities announced a so-called supply-side reform in the industrial sectors, with an excess of production capacity where the offer significantly exceeds the demand. The experts know that this policy has already led to lower prices, which on the one hand maintains a low inflation, but on the other hand leads to bankruptcy of some enterprises and job cuts. On the same day, May the 1st, the finalists of the GIST Tech Annual International Research Competition will be announced. This initiative is aimed at young people who use their scientific and technical ideas for creating companies and new products promotion. The competition aim is an entrepreneurship development in the field of science and technology. This year, over 1,000 startups from 170 countries applied for the competition, and only 102 of them became semi-finalists. There are 2 Kazakhstan educational projects among them. They are Study QA, which is an analytical search platform for programs, universities and scholarships worldwide, and Nomad Ed, a platform which allows the disabled and people with mental disorders to get higher education. 15 teams which gain most votes will go to the final and perform in front of the jury and investors. In addition to the money prize, the winners will get a certificate for consulting services, training in the Silicon Valley and accelerated development programs. That has been our perspective of the coming week. See you soon on Kazakh TV.